Reynolds to jump it up against Inecchionia. And Temple will start with it. They started this season 1-2, but they've won 6 of their last 7.
We know against Nova, they try to get up in your ball movement is going to be so important. This is one team in the country, Nova, that you cannot beat playing individual basketball.
Ernest Flackby has it in the corner. Now here's Shiz Alston Jr., their second leading scorer, working against Jalen Brunson with a shot clock down to 3. It's Josh Brown off of the heel and off of Inecchion's Villanova. Chris Jenkins with an up fake. Way outside to start the score.
And that's what they do to you. But still not a bad play. They love throwing it to Jenkins in the post.
Here's Brown, his 5th game back from that Achilles injury that he suffered last spring. Anya Dingle. Up top, Shiz Alston knocks down a 3.
Ball moving.
Ahead to Brunson. Parks the trim. Back to Brunson. 25 against Temple last year and 3 tonight.
Just love how they converge defensively. It's almost like they know where you're going before you do. And then they come down, never in a hurry. Know how to probe, attack, and the unselfishness.
Dingle fires away and responds. All the scoring so far coming from outside.
Tell you what.
J.D. Vincenzo to Jalen Brunson, who has his second 3.
Tell you what, when we talk about young players.
Hart has missed his first 4 shots. Total that he missed on Saturday when he dropped to 37. And Inecchionia down the lane. And they've now turned it over for their last 5 possessions. Look at this. Tic-tac-toe, Pascal.
Listen, Temple has to be happy right now with what's happening on that scoreboard.
Nice looking jumper from Rose. For Villanova, all the way to the rim, getting fouled.
Not doing themselves any favors, that's for sure. The university, they also know the history of the competitions in this city. So this is a huge game, guys. We'll see.
Villanova's last loss in a Big 5 game, 2012. It came against Temple.
Stand a little too close to that baseline.
And Brent Hampton, you might have heard on our microphones, said to him, next time I got to penalize you for that.
You know, I think that's the part of the game that I enjoy most about this year. Jenkins stays hot. He jabs you, at least for the game on the perimeter.
Here he is. Crossover on Williams. Finds DiVincenzo in the corner. He goes baseline and gets fouled.
After Mikal Bridges shoot and then jab a guy, good things can happen for your team.
DiVincenzo.
Hard about sitting out that many games in college. If you have one suit,
Temple's got to be careful here. Down by 10. Hard pushing. Contested shot banked in. A 9-0 Villanova run.
Plays through the contact. Probably got touched there. And just stayed with it. Anytime you get hit, finish high. Try to get that ball up and in.
Inecchionia averaging 18.5 per game, quiet so far. Dingle got all the way inside to snap the run.
Yeah, just an overplay by Nova there, but Dingle using that athleticism, the quickness. We've seen him do that a few times. Inecchionia has to get his head in this game. They need him down 10.
Scoreless so far. Their leading scorer, one of the top scorers in the American. Jenkins goes by. On a contact, no call. Here comes Josh Brown. Finds Alston Jr. Back to Inecchionia. There's his first points.
And that's what he does. He's a catch-and-shoot guy.
Turnovers. Jenkins with a ball fake. Long 2, too strong. Rebound Brown.
And I think Temple needs to let that ball settle on one side of the floor, then try to find a big inside.
Lonnie Moore can't hit. Dingle in there for the offensive rebound. +1. And this is a spot where Temple is beating Villanova. That is honor.
And it's a well-coached team. We know that. But can you get them to fight?
It does in the pavilion that Villanova is ready to pull away early.
You said that. It was a 10-point game. You said Temple's got to be careful, and they got it done defensively.
Catch and shoot, Brunson. DiVincenzo got high up there and got fouled.
I tell you, he really is oft not getting that call.
He's the player of the year in Delaware a couple of years ago.
And Jay said at the beginning of the season, he came back a little tentative, and that's always a question.
Big 5 title on the line tonight. Both these teams 3-0. The final Big 5 matchup for each side. Jizz against Austin. Cut off on the baseline. Here's Reynolds. Shot clock inside of 10. Down to 5 to shoot. Bridges looking for room. Spinning, shooting, banking, in.
That's what good players, they got to be on top of it. They have to be mentally healthy, physically healthy. You got 2 coaches here that'll let you have it at any given time.
Hart, good vision, finding Jenkins. And on dribble against Rose. Pascal finding Hart. He's fouled by Brown. That is foul number 9. So
they do. You have to. We come to shoot around, and shoot around starts at 10. They're already in there at 9:30.
Yeah, the shot fakes and the triple threat position and all that. You see, it's almost like it's out of it.
Sugar, as Steve Lavin would say.
I was going to say, where have I heard that?
They do that very well.
Hart gets the steal. Hart down the lane. Gets rejected by Dingle. They say goaltending.
And that ball hits. In the NBA, if that ball hits the rim, it's a goaltend. But here, that ball almost looked like it was starting.
It's been a half of runs. 9-0 Villanova, then 8-0 Temple, and now 7-0 Nova. 3-second differential, game and shot. Chiz Austin Jr. with 5 to shoot. He lets it go. Off the heel. 5 seconds. Brunson on the move. Bounces for Hart. Beating the buzzer. Josh Hart scores the last 6 this year. Wins against Florida State and West Virginia.
I know people are going to text me and say, what are you talking about? They're down 13 in the pavilion, but they played so poorly, Temple. You know, I guarantee your friend Dump is saying, look, we can't play much worse. And that's a great play to start the half. You don't settle for a jump shot. You put it in a ball handler enjoying that right now. I don't think there's any pressure for Temple from right now.
Which is weird, because you figured that they'd be getting up for this one. I mean, I know it's December and it's not always going to be rocky.
Your team's number 1.
And it's a big 5 game.
Yeah. Don't get complacent, Nova fans. Long season.
Chris Jenkins, 3rd 3 of the game.
And you always have guys like that to wake you up a little bit, too. Get you out of your seat. Closing out on him is turning out to be very tough for Temple.
Here's Dingle with that 3-point play, moved into double figures. 11 to lead Temple. And that's Ionia trying to get him going. He was 1 of 3 in the first half with our travel. Got to figure a guy that's used to scoring almost 20 a night gets frustrated at this point. You try to
figure out other ways to score.
Yeah.
But you got to figure out other ways to score.
Offensive rebound, Darrell Reynolds kicks it out. Jenkins the up fake. Extra pass, and Reynolds stuffs it home. They're working on the low block.
Downstairs is wide open for you.
Yeah.
You can have all of that. Make it your game room, your man cave, whatever. There's space.
Who goes down there here? Brown takes it himself.
Now that's the key for Temple. If you're Temple, you have to use screens. You have to move the ball.
They get it to Hart. Down the baseline. He lays it in through contact.
Changes hands right at the top. Hasn't gotten many calls, but he's playing through it. And Jay Wright's fighting for him to get some calls.
One game after scoring 37, a career high against Notre Dame. He's got 10 today. Dingle gets it pinned by Pascal. A flat feet found the loose ball and reversed it in.
How about staying with the play, though? I mean, this building would have erupted if that led down to a three-pointer or a dunk at the other end, but these guys fight. Dunphy doesn't have any weak-minded players here at Temple. They know how to fight through things.
Jenkins again, the shot fake. Beautiful foul. Pascal. Big East right now has 3 of the top 4 RPIs in the country. Josh Hart from the corner buries a 3 and gives Villanova its biggest lead of the night.
How about you come out? That kills coaches. Out of the timeout, you just rested, and some of your guys are still in the timeout, at least mentally.
Austin Jr. responds with a 3 of his own.
Yeah, they need defensively. It's the same idea. You have to have some even more discipline.
Here's a lob for Hart.
That's what I mean right there. Out of bounds on that side. There's no way on that weak side Josh Hart should be that wide open.
Back-to-back buckets for him, and both of them uncontested. Brown, step back on Brunson. That was pretty.
Great move. Brunson, as good as he is, changing speeds and directions with the ball, pretty good defensively. So to get him leaning back, that's a terrific move by Brown.
Reynolds the screen. Brunson zips it for Bridges. Trying to find somebody and does, but the shot clock winds inside the 10. Here's Hart with 3 to shoot. Number 3 buries a 3.
You hear all types of coaches and teams and prognosticators talking about, oh, they're so patient, they take their time. But when you have a guy like that, you can take as much time in the world as you want.
Austin, a tough runner. Hart again. 21 for Josh Hart. A couple of years ago, he was overweight. He was at about 270. Just him now, down around 230. And it's a different 230 than he played at last year. Here's Pascal. Jenkins, 3. Got it.
You just get there a little bit late. Those hands down again. But you also have guys who are confident and have a green light. Who have taken a lot of those shots over their careers here at Nova.
Good step back from Brown, who's having a nice second half. And a timeout for Fran Dunphy. Villanova's got it.
You got to listen to your kids. So.
Okay. Right now, she says a whole lot of nothing.
Still listen to her. She's saying something.
2 more for Josh Hart.
Boy, oh boy. You always have to remind your players that a little bit. You get caught up in the game and you're like, oh, we're in good shape. Personally, I love these games.
Pascal clears it. Here's Brunson. Mike Robbins got his hand on it. Former walk-on. Seeing more and more time for Fran Dunphy's team. Pascal drives to the rim, getting fouled. It's a 22-point game with 10 minutes left. What do you think right now?
To look and see what our conference, the Big East, has done against other conferences. Kidding me? Especially when your national champ the year before is from the conference.
Dingle followed his own miss. And Pascal goes up to get it.
Got to give Dingle a lot of credit. He's played hard. Just can't do it all by himself.
About 4 points per game. But a starter for the first time here as a fifth-year senior. This season's over.
Well, he's always been a great student. He was a great student.
Has opened this thing up on a 15-2 run right now. Bridges fouled and finishes. 6'7", so athletic. I don't know if you saw it, but I think they also have an All-American.
He was finally there to contest it.
In and out.
Hey, he could be really, really good. He's one of those players I would love to work with him in the offseason. Because of moves like that, you see he has it in him.
First time.
The issue, 2, 3, what is he? Or is he just one of your guys that can go out and score for you?
There's Pascal off the bounce from Brunson.
I think we haven't seen what Pascal can really be for this Nova team. In first year with the team, it's sometimes hard to find your niche and to figure out what they do and how you can fit into that. But slowly, I think he's going to be one of those important pieces for them down the stretch.
Redshirted last year, but the year before, he was the A-10 freshman of the year while he was at Florida.
Which is love. You get a big lead. Now let's try to run some stuff in our half-court offense. And yes, when it works, you love it even more. But those plays are big. When you get deeper and deeper into the season, guys start to get a little bit tired. Defenses start to wear down mentally. And you need to run some half-court stuff.
Rose switches hands and lays it in.
Quentin Rose, you want not just your coaches to respect you, but you want your teammates to respect you. And the only way that happens is if you do things the right way. Humility is something that's really hard to teach, especially at this level. I'm looking forward to that one in Butler.
Yeah, me too. We should go. You want to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Meet you there.
Moore couldn't finish. And a turnover. Alani Moore pumps a three. Pascal up and under, plus the foul.
Got away with this.
Mentioned him being a comp. Coro is fired. Alston hits a three. Rumor had it that they wanted to hire Steve. Probably 4. Who do you still need to be convinced by in the conference's NCAA tournament teams?
Well, I think Seton Hall has to answer some questions. I love their energy. I love what they've done so far. I love their wins, but it all comes down to good wins versus bad losses. I think Xavier's the other team. That they would be the bigger question mark to me. Trying to figure out who they are.
Reynolds and one.
I think they're a different team than we've signed to have to settle for that many threes a game, but it's early. I mean, but that's what happens.
It's on how good they are, whether they're a 2 seed or a 5 seed or they're.
No, I think they're definitely undefeated at this point. I mean, that's tremendous for the Pac-12.
Late January on FS1, UCLA visits USC. I'll be there with Steve Lavin and Jim Jackson, both. I may not talk.
No, you're not getting a word in. And this is that point in the game where Jay Wright starts to look down the bench and say, okay, next dead ball, I think I probably should get my my stud out of the game.
After 26, pretty good follow-up performance from the 37 on Saturday.
Remember, he didn't score the first 15 minutes of this game.
Right. Rose gets fouled.
And he's got the permission from his coach. Not really, it's hard to think back of any time the last few strong. Reynolds is going to be a defender at the rim. He's going to be one of those guys who just digs out rebounds for you both ends of the floor.
Lewis throws up a wild shots, rebounded by the freshman from Hershey, PA, Dylan Painter, but then it's stolen away and dunked by Quentin Rose.
Well, not for nothing, but you see Rose is a little bit of starters are always up cheering their teammates on.
And after that segment, yelling at their teammates, saying, let's finish strong.
Yeah.
Tim Delaney, redshirt freshman, came up with a rebound there. There's a couple of bigs that they'd like to see get more entered into the rotation, like Delaney, like Painter. Delaney 6'8", Painter 6'10", but both of them freshmen.
You never know. You may need them. Injuries occur. It's nice to know you have some insurance.
What we saw last year was Darrell Reynolds, who kind of became a bigger part of the rotation as the year went on. Arvalo spots up. And Villanova has won its 17th consecutive game.